Hello.
Hello, good evening. I don't know what time of day it is, wherever you are.
Yeah.
Welcome to our channel. If you're new, please hit the subscribe button, but only if you've watched us and you like us.
Absolutely.
Don't hit it yet.
But I promise you, if you do subscribe, you will watch us and you will like us. This is a documentary trailer review, and the documentary in question is it's called At the Heart of Gold, inside the USA Gymnastics Scandal. Now, this is the child abuse story that ran for quite a few years, didn't it?
Did you see any of the real live court case?
I saw the point at which the judge became overly personally involved. And whilst I didn't disagree with anything the judge was saying, because he's a piece of shit, I thought, the abuser, is a piece of shit.
Oh, sorry.
Although I agreed with what the judge was saying, I thought that she absolutely overstepped the professional mark.
I mean, shockingly.
Yeah.
Just shockingly. Because in a way, because it demeaned the court, it demeaned the girls suffering.
Well, if I'm honest,
it was probably the most egotistical performance I've ever seen. It was shocking.
To the point that I would hazard a guess, it must have endangered and allowed his defence counsel to appeal
because that would be thrown out.
That would be seen as so subjective and steering the jury and steering the case. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. But anyway, so yes, we did have a knowledge of it. I also saw the footage of the father who leapt at him, didn't he, in the court?
But I mean, it was just extraordinary.
But it's another one of those.
So brave, one after another, standing up, reading their testimony to him.
But it's another one of those stories where, more often, in fact, with this one than I have done with others, where a lot of people say, well, why have they all only come out with it? Why isn't it odd that they all collectively...
I just can't be bothered with that.
It does seem strange,
trauma
doesn't it? Trauma is trauma. And anyway, so let's have a look. This is the trailer, and it's an HBO doc, so in the UK it'll probably come to Sky Atlantic.
Anyone that says that doesn't understand the fundamental nature of what happens to a victim of abuse. The shame, the guilt, the horror. And don't forget, these girls were the American gymnastics Olympic team is like being a movie star.
Oh, yeah.
So all the families, and they wept, the families, with their shame, are groomed in a similar way. Many of them were just outside the door when it happened, you know. This is the biggest break imaginable. So these poor girls had so much responsibility on their shoulders for for King Country and whoever else was invested in them being the stars that they were. So, oh my God!
Well, let's check this out. This is the trailer.
The sport is beautiful. You train so hard, no matter how bad people are treating you. But because you want that Olympic dream.
Not just physically, but mentally, you have to protect your athletes.
Hi, nice to meet you, Larry Nassar.
For me, he was like a friend that I could go to.
I really thought that he had been helping me.
He was so good at being who he was. I would text him almost daily. We really loved him.
This is the Olympic doctor.
Wow, what have you done?
I was brainwashed to believe this was a valid medical procedure. He would talk to the parents while he was doing this.
Who goes to their doctor's basement?
The organization had a chance to stop.
So many people came forward.
Judge, I would ask you to grant me 5 minutes in a locked room with this demon.
They're taking back their voice, but they shouldn't have had to use it.
I just signed your death warrant.
How much is a little girl worth? Look around the courtroom. Remember what you have witnessed. Because everything is what these survivors are worth.
I mean, what is the purpose of making a documentary like that? Would you say its purpose is to help other sufferers of abuse to feel confident to come forward?
Absolutely.
I mean, not within this case, but within any other case in your life.
Because we've got to knock out of the park this attitude where there can be no such thing as historical abuse. That everybody, it happens. Oh, you get abuse, and what did you do? You run straight and tell your mum, and you run straight and tell your police. That's not how it works, and it will always, something like this will give other people the courage to speak up.
I think it throws an awkward and
Question is
uncomfortable.
always on the abused, not the abuser. We question the abused. Why didn't they do this? Why did they behave this way? It's so messed up.
It does throw an uncomfortable and awkward spotlight, I think, over those creative industries, for want of a better expression, like gymnastics or sporting or dance, where it was an interesting comment, I thought, right at the front of that trailer, where they talked about having to push the body and be treated awful in order to achieve something brilliant. And I do think there is a danger in a lot of these areas of people who feel they need to be slightly abusive to get the best from someone, and how that then tips over into a culture of more general abuse. I mean, I suppose what I'm saying there is that I wouldn't be at all surprised to hear something like that about a dance situation. Do you know what I mean? It's those situations where almost the individual humanity of the person being trained is irrelevant anyway.
It's sort of breaking down.
Yeah, absolutely. It wouldn't surprise me
up.
that then that would attract someone in a predatory fashion to exploit that situation. And it's why we've heard, obviously, the cases in the UK of the coaches for those footballers, the soccer coaches, abusing their positions of power. And again, they'll be very authoritative figures, very intimidating figures.
And you know what? They haven't even started on the music business yet. No. I mean, really?
No,
Can you imagine that?
No, I know. But yeah, that looks very compelling. I mean, I have seen most of the footage, interestingly, from the case. So, but it'd be interesting to
what
see.
What happened in the end with the judge?
Yeah, it'd be interesting
I'd be
to know.
really interested. I wonder if they go into that.
Yeah.
If any of our American subscribers know.
fill us
We'll
in.
have a little research after this,
Yeah.
because I'm quite interested.
But what's the aftermath of the story so far?
Is it still continuing on, the story with the judge? Because we were all so shocked. Maybe it's just the court of law is very different in the States.
Did he
but
appeal?
here-
Did his counsel appeal? I can't believe
God,
it.
how can he appeal?
Well, because of her,
For what?
because of the judge's conduct. I thought when I saw it, my biggest horror about her. I agreed with everything she said. I agreed with her sensibility.
She wasn't professional.
But she wasn't professional,
and she was whipping up the crowd.
Absolutely, and she
that
left them
father
vulnerable.
felt he had that poor father. Please, when he.
Don't. And did you see the interview with him after that when he
He was
apologised?
ashamed.
He was ashamed. He was ashamed.
Because he's not a violent man.
It's what I do. It's absolutely what I do.
So heartbreaking on every single level.